Hey guys, this is Mr. Siebe. I am going to do an attempt to try to make some clay out of dirt in my backyard. So here I am, and hopefully this takes, but literally I just got a red cup, so nothing major, no need for any huge buckets or anything like that. I'm just going to take one of these, do this on a small scale. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to dig in the dirt. So the goal is to try to find some. Now the deeper you go, the more likely you're going to run into clay, especially in Missouri. Have you ever seen that red stuff that's in, if you ever dug a hole of any kind, you keep going and then eventually you hit the stuff that's red, just this red stuff, and that stuff's got a lot of clay in it. Even now I'm kind of going down just a ways. I'm starting to notice that starting to run into some deeper stuff here. Here we go. Alright, so if you look here, get in a little closer, you can see that I've got some dirt in there, and that is the amount of dirt I'm going to work with. Hi guys, part 2 to this. What I've done is I've taken another red Solo cup, I've filled it up with water, so it's filled up almost to the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this cup that has my dirt. You guys can see the dirt that's there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that up like so. Now I kind of left a little bit of room right here, and the reason why I did that is because I just wanted it not to slosh around, because I think the goal is not to really make a huge mess unless you're really into that. If that's you, then by all means do what you love. But in this particular case, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to take that and I'm going to start to mix it. So I'm just using that same spoon that I used to go dig out the dirt in the first place. No need to dirty up anymore. Got some neighbors in the background. I don't know if you can hear that or not. You might hear some neighbors working on some different projects. Everybody's at home, right? Dogs barking, all that kind of stuff. So just like everybody's neighborhood, this is a little bit different than our regular classroom. Alright, so I'm mixing this grody stuff up, and I might just grab that camera and show you what it looks like. I know it's getting a bit dark, but you can kind of see in here, that is the mixed up stuff right there. So I guess you could kind of say it looks like a dark chocolate shake, right? At least that's what we're going to call it. So we're going to let that settle. I will tell you, it's starting to get dark around this neck of the woods where I'm at. So probably the next part that you see, I'm going to have to take this indoors. Hello! Hi guys. I made a mistake, and one of the things I did is I let it sit before I sieved it, and the reason why is, so I'm looking at mine, and it's got a lot of junk in it, and so I'm going to actually sieve it, I think, before I let it settle. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and then actually probably I'm going to bring you guys over to the sink. So take a look down here. Alright, so I'm going to set this other one down in here. And then I'm going to set that, this is my screen, it's kind of a spatter guard that's used for cooking. And I'm going to go ahead and start to filter out some stuff. You can see there's a lot of just junk. I'm sure my wife is going to love this. I'm going to have to promise to clean this out. But this is going to filter out a lot of that organic material that's sitting right there. You can see there's like just different stuff. So it's still allowing a lot of the water. Here's, I'm going to set this to the side. That'll just go down the sink. So if you look here, now I've got that stuff, the thinner stuff, the slurry that in that video that they were talking about. So I'm going to let this now sit and let that settle. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cup that has the material in it. This is the next day, by the way, and I'm going to go ahead and re-pour it in like this. And again, that's just kind of diluting out some of that unnecessary junk. Alright, this one I am going to let it sit for that 20 minutes, and then we're going to pour off some of that water, and then I'm going to put this in a sock and let it sit. I'm going to let this sit for probably approximately 10 to 12 hours. Oh, real quick, don't forget, like, if you have some of this junk like that, I just took like a paper towel and you know, I just got up some of this junk. You don't necessarily want to put all this stuff down your sink, so if you can, just kind of wipe a little bit of that up like so. You know, I mean, the rest of it's dirt and it'll just go down the sink, but just to make sure you're not clogging up anything. I don't want any people tell me they had to call a plumber or something like that. So if you look, I just kind of wipe that stuff up. That'll go in the trash, and we're good. All right, guys, here's the moment of truth. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to take this old sock of mine that is not important. One, it's dark, so if there were any staining from the dirt, it wasn't going to matter. But this is a sock that's probably been sitting in my mismatched sock drawer for maybe 10 years. So I'm going to use this because I really don't care about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to pour the contents from this through it. Now, actually, something I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this the sock and put it around. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to put it around it. I think that's going to keep the mess down maybe even more. So I'm going to go all the way down closer to the bottom like this. Now I'm going to flip this upside down. I just grabbed my bucket that I used to wash my car. I'm going to hose that out later. No big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over like this. And what you're going to notice is, let's see if I can get up closer. But you guys see how that's dripping out? So a bunch of that stuff is kind of just dripping out. And we're going to let that sit for approximately, the other video said 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of undo that. And then I'm going to see what's going to happen. So I'll see you guys. I'm going to just kind of lean this over the edge like that and let that drip till it's finished. Alright guys, well, this has sat for actually about 12 hours and I have not looked at it yet. So let's go ahead and do that together. I'm just going to flip this inside out and let's see what we have. Alright, and you noticed, if you guys remember, I did not grab a whole lot of dirt. Alright, let's take a look. And this is the stuff we have. And it does look like, you can get in there, it's a very dark clay, but that is a moldable clay. I would consider that a success, and that is about the size of a gumball, little marble. So make sure I can get that. That is clay.